What are part-worn tires? And should you buy them? Here's our advice. Depending on who you ask, part-worn tires are either a great money saver or a risky gamble. So we've put together some tips. You may have seen signs advertising part-worn tires for sale at the side of the road and wondered, what exactly are they? Well, to some, they're a cheap and easy way to get new rubber fitted to their car, but to others, they're simply too risky, or even dangerous, to consider. Part-worn tires are exactly as you would expect, tires that have already been used. You'll usually find part-worn tires being sold by scrap merchants or other sources that deal with second-hand cars or write-offs, as the selling of old tires is seen as a way of earning a little extra cash on the side. If a vendor is scrapping a car, they will try and salvage its tires too, if they think they are worth saving. However, opinion on what constitutes a salvageable tire can vary between people, and one person's safe tire could be considered lethal by somebody else. Buying a part-worn tire is much like buying a second-hand electrical product. You don't have any comeback if there is something wrong with it, and if you have an accident that can be squarely blamed on the fitting of part-worn tires, then you don't have any legal comeback if you want compensation. Why buy part-worn tires? The only real reason for buying part-worn tires is to save money. If you know the history of the tires you are looking at, maybe a friend has some track day rubber they no longer need, for example, then it's a pretty safe decision to buy. But the reality is that you are highly unlikely to know what sort of history comes with a part-worn tire. The standard of quality control between vendors that are selling part-worn tires will be variable at best. Some simply won't be as bothered about issues such as damaged sidewalls and tread repairs as others. If you're insistent that part-worn tires are the way to go, the first thing we'd recommend is buying a famous brand, because at least you'll know that the basic tire will be constructed to quality standards. We'd also buy them in pairs, so that you can get two tires on the same axle that should theoretically match. If you're just buying one tire, it's very unlikely that you'll be able to find one that matches the other three on your car in terms of tread wear. Part-worn tires, what to look out for. Tire tread wear. Tread wear is the key thing to inspect. If the tire has hardly been used, then you should get plenty of mileage from it. But if the shoulders are worn, or there's uneven tread, then who's to say you won't be coughing up again in a few months when your car fails its MOT because the tires are worn out. New tires have 8 mm of tread on them, while most outlets and safety organizations recommend replacing your tires when there's 3 mm of depth left. Anything less than this isn't worth working with, and even if there's more tread than this, if it isn't evenly worn across the tire, it's best to look elsewhere. Tire sidewall damage. If the tread is fine, it's time to check the sidewalls. If the tires have come off a car that has been involved in an accident, again, how do you know if they have or haven't? Then there's a high possibility that the tires may have been damaged in the incident. Perhaps bodywork has come into contact with the tire or lateral forces have damaged the sidewall's construction. Irrespective of this, sidewalls can be damaged simply by poor parking. Any cuts, scrapes or loose rubber on the sidewalls could be a portent of damage to the tire's construction, so always inspect the inside of the tire for a consistent look to the internal part of the sidewall. 2. Tire repairs. Another issue is with repaired tires. If a tire has suffered a puncture caused by a nail, screw, or other sharp object piercing the tread, then it can be repaired with a plug of rubber that seals the tread against leaks. There's nothing wrong with these repairs, but where the tread has been punctured, there will be damage to the belts that help the tires retain their shape. Some tires are unable to be repaired, and those that are may be limited in their maximum speed rating. Again, check the interior carcass of the tire for damage. If you're being thorough, then it's probably worth walking away from tires that have any kind of damage to them, either inside or out. Should you buy part-worn tires? The reality is that part-worn tires are a gamble, even in the best-case scenario. With unknown history and the potential for failure, you could be taking your life and that of others into your own hands. What could be a potential saving in the short term could pay back dearly in the future. If you are set on buying some part-worn car tires, follow our easy steps below to give yourself the best chance of getting a good deal. Part-worn tires. Top buying tips. 1. Buy from a reputable seller. 2. Find out as much as you can about the history of the tire. 3. Look for your top brand tires. 4. Buy in tires in pairs so the tires on each axle of your car match. 5. Check the tread depth and look for uneven wear. 6. Check the tire carcass inside and out for any damage or repairs. 7. If in any doubt, don't buy.